And I actually spoke to CJ McCollums this morning, and he told me that since he said this, Zion has reached out to him, and the two have spoken. But, JJ, what's your reaction to sort of all of this hullabaloo here?
This is very abnormal, and Matt, you can attest to this as well. Matt's I always tell people this, Matt is one of the greatest teammates that I ever had. It doesn't matter if you make a trade for a player of CJ McCollums' caliber or you sign a two-way player. You text him, you call him, you reach out. CJ played 5 games for the Pelicans before All-Star break. It really is baffling. I want to hammer home this point, and this goes for anybody in professional sports. If you play a team sport, you have a responsibility as an athlete to be fully invested. You have to be fully invested in your body, in your work, and in your teammates. That's part of the job description. So to me, I know he's hurt, and I know he's away from the team. There's still a responsibility to just be a good teammate. That's part of it. It's unprofessional, and I don't want to just belabor that, but it is unprofessional. And I would say this too. I am rooting for Zion Williamson. I think we all are. We want him to be healthy. We want him to be on the court doing amazing things and showcasing his unique skill set. But part of it is just being a good teammate.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of the things that sort of gets conflated sometimes is being the best player and being the leader of a team. It's not always the same. But frankly, right now, Zion Williamson is neither. He's not their best player because he's not playing, and he isn't the leader of this team, which is why when you look back at who the Pelicans have sort of put around Zion, it's been folks like you, JJ Redick. It's been folks like Drew Holiday, CJ McCollums, and Garrett Temple, Matt.
I mean, this is when you become a leader, JJ can tell you, it takes a while. And Malika, we spoke about this before we were on air. You know, Giannis learned how to be a leader. Not everyone can come into the league like LeBron and just be a leader. Zion is a very unique talent, and I just think it's going to take some time to learn how leaders move, because that's what they're looking for him to do. But on the flip side, I don't think Zion wants to be there. There's been rumbles, not necessarily from him, but from his family from the jump. And it's hard for small market teams to keep young superstars because there's such an attention to the big markets and the opportunities that you can get elsewhere. So I think the writing's kind of been on the wall for a minute, and the Pelicans have kind of overlooked it, hoping they can change things. But it told me a lot when they don't have him in the season ticket promo, the franchise player. So obviously the Pelicans know something that we may not personally know, but they may know from either his family or him, an inside source. I don't think Zion wants to be there anymore.
Well, Zach, he's eligible to sign an extension this offseason. What do you make of the situation down in New Orleans?
Well, first of all, when we hired JJ, I texted him a congratulations, welcome to the team text message for the record. And yes, this is one of the biggest. This is one of the biggest storylines of the offseason. This is Zion's 3rd year. Every first-round pick after your 3rd year, you're eligible for an extension up to the max. I would love to be a fly on the wall for those negotiations if they even happen, given that Zion may miss this entire season and is clearly disconnected with the Pelicans. Look, JJ and Matt can speak to this. The NBA has a weird labor structure where if you're a first-round pick, the team that picks you, you have no say in that, really. You have some say. You can strong-arm your way here or there, but you don't have that much say. And because of restricted free agency, they essentially have control of you for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. That's a long, long time in a profession that doesn't last 20 or 30 years. That might be your whole career. And for a long time, there's been whispers. Who is the first real star player who, instead of signing that extension, is going to say, no, thank you. I will come back for the 1-year qualifying offer, which he can do after his 4th year, and then I become an unrestricted free agent instead of a restricted free agent. My team doesn't get matching rights on me. I can go wherever I want. And by the way, you may trade me before that because you realize I'm leaving. I don't know if Zion's going to do that. I'm not tied into his camp. It's obvious that there's something amiss with him and New Orleans. And the risk, obviously, is, particularly for you guys who had some health issues, you would normally want to sign for all the money you can get right when you can get it. So this summer is going to be really interesting. I'm not tied into his camp, but something is very, very wrong here, and the entire league is watching.
I think what's also interesting is we're not necessarily talking about the fact, again, you just touched on it, Zach. where is his health at? You're hearing he may have a second ankle surgery, and for someone as big and dynamic and athletic and strong as he is, foot or knee issues are a big red flag. So I'm interested to see, like, where is his health at? Because I think a prime Zion, the best Zion we're going to see is between 260 and 265. He looks a lot bigger than that right now, and I think he's obviously played at a higher weight. So to me, where is the health and stability of his feet? Because if you don't have feet, you can't play.
Well, and you can see the Pelicans' record there with and without Zion. JJ, though, you've been in this locker room. If you're Zion Williamson's teammates, how are you handling all of this when you're hearing, okay, initially there was no conversation between this new star coming in and the star, the person you've kind of been told is, or maybe not told, but seen is the face of this team?
Yeah, in Zion's defense, when you are injured, it naturally feels like you're detached from the team. When you can't compete with your teammates, and he's not physically in New Orleans. I think he's been in Portland. I'm not sure where he's at right now. So in his defense, like, there is a level of detachment. And I would say from the Pelicans player standpoint, they've felt detached from him the whole season. They haven't had him. They haven't had him for games. They've gone out and battled. Willie Green has done a great job. They've got a position to be in the play-in game this year. But it's one of these out-of-sight, out-of-mind things to me. If I'm a Pelicans player, the guy hasn't really been around the team. So I don't think it's that big of a deal in that locker room right now.
And to add to that, that's not, again, JJ, you know, that's not abnormal. You know, whether it be a star or a big-time player, like most of the time when these stars are injured, they're not necessarily with the team. And the hardest thing is to actually have to come to practice and have to come to games because you know you can't play. So it's not that we're painting Zion as some kind of diva. He doesn't want to be around the team. This is normally how it works when a star is unhealthy and he's trying to get
right. It's just a matter of out of sight, out of mind for how long.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.